Cheers, family. What's up, everybody? It's Sunday night, and you are now in the Matrix with the dragon, Richard Prophet, the last dragon of the watch community. I mean, you know what it is. We own Sunday night. So let's jump right into it. Tonight, I'm working off a new rig. This is one of those little mics, those shirt mics people wear under their shirts or whatever. And I'm back on my phone. And, last week I was working off the computer and this table mic here, but I'm now on to this little shirt mic. So just let me know in the comments below whether the video's better, whether the audio's better or the same or whatever. And, whatever you guys like better, we'll use that. So tonight's video, Generation X. We are the first generation that is going to pass our Rolexes down to the next generation. You know, it's crazy. Like 3 years ago, right? They mentioned the Holy Trinity, the horological Holy Trinity, Patek, AP. Like they wouldn't even mention Rolex, right? Now the Holy Trinity is Patek, Rolex. You know what I'm saying? And we're coming in. We muscled our way in. We pushing people. We throwing elbows. We pushing people out the way. And we're coming for that spot. We're coming for that top spot. If we're not there yet, we're neck and neck. We might be a little head by the nose, but Rolex, we're coming for that top spot. And another thing that we just, it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Another thing that we are muscled Patek out of, and we just, give me your lunch. We eating your lunch is, that commercial that Patek has. A Patek is not something you ever own. It's just something you hold and pass down to the next generation, right? Well, no more, no more. Every Patek owner I know wants to sell their Patek, and us Rolex owners, Generation X Rolex owners, are not, we're not watch flipper scum. We actually are keeping our collections, and we keep them mint, This generation, Generation X, is the first generation that, the self-made man's generation, self-made woman's generation, where we actually, pulled ourselves. A lot of us might have came from humble beginnings, and we pulled ourselves up out of the mud. And one of the first things we wanted to get was a Rolex, And as time progressed, we wanted a collection. And this is something that we'll never sell, And this is just something that we're going to pass down to the next generation. I mean, if you were blessed enough, fortunate enough to have your dad or whomever pass you a Rolex, being in this generation, you are the minority, but that is not the case for most of us. Most of us in this generation, had to do it on our own. We changed the course of our own lives. And one of the things that we wanted to get was a Rolex watch. And as time progressed, you wanted another one and another one and another one. And you wanted to build a collection. And this generation is not a generation of watch flipping scum. So we won't be flipping our watches. It's going to be exciting to see the next generation when they get our watch collections, because the generation before us, they had Rolexes. A lot of Rolexes went for sale in the used market, stuff like that. They were without box, a lot of them without papers, without this, without that, just the watch, scratched up, scuffed up. This generation, my generation here, we love our watches. We appreciate our watches. We try not to scratch them. or if we do, it's not a scratch, it's a battle scar. We know exactly how we got that scratch, what day we got that scratch, and what we were doing when we got that scratch. And there's a story behind it. And we keep the box, we keep all the papers, we keep the hang tags. And if you're like me, meticulous like me, you also keep the receipts. I have the receipts to, all of my pieces. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how the next generation, how our collections pass down to the next generation, or pass to the side. Maybe you're giving them to your nieces, your nephews, or even your wife. There's going to be a lot of beautiful watches, beautiful watch collections, complete watch collections to behold for many years to come. And hopefully they keep that same vibe going. So a Patek is something we took that. We own that now. The Rolex generation, just Generation X, we own that. We're going to pass it down to the next generation. We're doing that. That's something else we took. That's ours now. The Dragon. I'm going to be the first one to go out on the limb. Not even on a limb. I'm just stating the facts, the truth. We are the generation that is going to pass our Rolex collection down to the next generation. Patek, that's not yours anymore. We own that. Just like we own the Trinity. We are the Trinity. I want to send a shout out to some very special members here on our family. Gio and his wife Jeanette. Gio and Janet, hi guys, how are you? They're a very special member here in our family, and Janet always tells Gio that we could be twins. So I just want to say hi guys, shout out to you, and thanks for being part of our family here. Gio's actually a mechanical engineer that used to live in Queens, New York. Used to live in Queens, New York, and is now out in Cali. And Rolex lover that will pass his watches to the next generation. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Now, I want to go into a quick little about the video that I made last week about how the OP41 made no sense because of the watch flipping scum or whatever have you. That video is getting a lot of traction. It's getting a lot of people, a lot of comments below. And a lot of people agreeing with me. Some people don't understand. So I just want to clear it up. I just want to clarify. Now, if you have a watch in your collection, you have one watch or whatever, and you have to sell your watch later on down the line, years later down the track or whatever, for personal reasons, financial reasons, you might need money for this, you might need money for that. That's a different story. That's not a watch flipping scum. Or if you have a steel piece or whatever, and you want to upgrade to a two-tone, or you want to get a gold piece, whatever, and you can't just have this end by that, so you want to trade yours in, or maybe sell yours, swap it, or whatever, that's fine. That's not watch flipping scum. The watch flipping scum is the guy that goes in and, kisses his AD's butt and brings him chocolates and flowers and say, you're the fantastic, you're the greatest, you're the greatest, you're the greatest, just to, be able to buy a steel piece at retail and then go home, keep it in the bag, put it on his counter, don't even look at it, take little pictures and go home and take pictures and try to flick it on Fleabay. That's watch flipping scum. You don't have any love at all for watches. You don't want to wear this beautiful watch. You don't want to enjoy, you just want to flick it, and that's watch flipping scum. That is the lowest life form we have in the watch community. Again, if you are a watch flipping douche scumbag, I don't need you on this channel. I don't want you on this channel. I don't want your like. I don't want your follow. I don't want your comments. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of, of buffoons in the watch space that are gonna lie and this and that, make up fantasy stories, show you stock photos. Oh, take a look here, with this foolishness. Go follow them. I'm sure they'll love to have you. Here we want truth. We want Rolex stories from the people that live them. For myself, people like you, part of the family here, Rolex lovers, Generation X people. Again, there's going to be the first generation to pass our complete collections, or even if you have one watch, complete set, down to the next generation. Generation X will be the first generation to pass our Rolex watch collections down to the next generation. It's going to be an exciting time, man. It's going to be exciting to see. The next generation is going to have, they're going to start off with they're going to start off in a great hobby. They're going to start with a great collection. Not going to start from, zero like many of us did. It's going to be exciting to see, and hopefully they keep it up. They keep these collections intact. They keep the watches intact with the boxes, the hang tags, the cards, the paperwork, whatever, the receipts, even the bags. Some of us even keep the Rolex bags, and pass it on down to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation, to the next generation. It's going to be really exciting to see. And, I'm really happy that I get to be a part of, the first generation that's going to pass their collections down. And I'm the first one to call it here. I'm the first one on YouTube that's going to call it. Us, Generation X, is going to be the first generation to pass our entire watch collections down, our entire Rolex collections down to the next generation. Now, whether you have a Rolex collection, you may have a couple other pieces. I'm pretty sure you're going to flick those off before the end of your days, but you will be passing your Rolex collection down to the next generation. And, hopefully they deserve it. So, deservedly so. If not, then, maybe your nieces, your nephews, or whatever, or your wife, if she outlives you, or if not, put one on my wrist, take the rest of my collection, sell it to the bird sanctuary, donate it to the bird sanctuary, and bury me with the landlord watch. Bury me with it. I'm your host, Richard Prophet, the dragon, the last dragon of the watch community. It's Sunday night. Hey, what can I say? Let's go out with a little bit of this. Thank you, family.